Hi, you guys. Hopefully, you can hear me. Um, yeah, I wanted to come on. There was a lot of lives going on yesterday and the day. Well, yesterday, yeah. Um, so someone took it to Storm on all social media platforms that Jaguar had posted her videos, right? Because assuming somebody told her that they were talking about hers, because Tasha K was bringing her up as well. And so she started responding to the stuff they were saying. And so he went live. He was promoting another live that he was going to do anyway. But he went live and he said, you know, I'm speaking of Storm, that he would love to talk to her, talk things out. People were saying in his comments, like, you owe her an apology. He said, no, we owe each other an apology. So I don't know how the conversation would go if they do decide to talk. But so yeah, he was pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, I would love to talk to her again." I mean, yeah, we sure. I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm sure you will because she definitely helped you get those millions of views, regardless if he wants to admit that or not. All of that wasn't Tasha K's doing, even though she's trying to take credit for his channel growing, him going viral, just like that. Like I explained in the other video, when Kevin Samuels went viral, that is what put him over. So when you have viral moments like that, that's going to take your channel to another place because all these people who didn't know about you before now know about you, right? Regardless if they're going to come back to your channel again or not. If they subscribe, then you're at least they're going to see your videos. And so I feel like it was really Jaguar, even if he don't want to give her that credit. People know, and the people that know, they know, right? They get it. And like I told you guys before, you can go and look at the activity on his videos before Jaguar, and look at it after, and you will see what I'm saying. I don't have to make that up or try to. I'm not trying to like take hits at anyone. That's just the truth. That's kind of what I'm saying with that. Um, I'm not saying Tasha did not help him because Tasha helped him as well because obviously she has a much larger audience than all of us, right? So obviously she can put him in front of far more people than he was in front of before her. I'm not saying that she didn't help him as well, but he was not getting millions of hits on his videos until he interviewed Jaguar. And so I think that's what people were trying to say to him, at least give her respect and the props that she deserved because she did help you. And I think that's all she's saying because even when you listen to what she was saying, she even says that like I helped you, like I just be honest about that. And she wasn't just doing it for him; she was trying to do it for a lot of people. But I think what happened with the Storm thing is that Storm kind of caught her before she went running around to everybody else. And a lot of us, including myself, I'm not even going to lie, I was trying to say to her in comments and stuff as well, not to do that, right? You have to hold your position, and understand what you bring and not just run around trying to help everybody. I mean, I get it. You try to be nice and help everybody grow their channel. However, a lot of those people were not respecting her in that way. They were trying to set her up with nonsense and all kind of other stuff. And that's why I was saying, like, you don't owe anybody that. That's how I feel about it. Go and talk to people when it makes sense for you to talk to them. Don't just run out here talking to everybody because it then takes the conversation to another place, right? And then Tasha tried to come and make her look like she was a liar anyway, right? And so she was trying to take validation away from her stories. And the thing about Jaguar is because she was in the entertainment industry and she do have relationships with all these people. And if she didn't have a personal relationship with them, she was in the same room with them. She was in relationships with people who had relationships with these people, right? And she had connections to them through writers, through hairstylists, through makeup artists, whatever. And so it was making her stories, it validated what she was saying. And so that's why I was saying that, like, understand your position, who you are, and what you can really do with that, and take where you can take that. And not just run around jumping in all these conversations with all these folks. This she was all on Bigo and all, it just got circus like, to the point where what Tasha was saying was starting to look real, like she was just making stuff up. And so yeah, I don't know if she's going to talk to Storm. I know she's going to talk to King Payne today. And King Payne was one of those people that she went to his channel and started talking to him as well. And they even hooked up. And I remember, I think this was like last year, um, she kind of got into it with Toxic Diamond, because Toxic Diamond tries to get into it with everybody. Um, so she kind of got into it with her, and then King Payne got into it with her as well. Oh, they already had something going. I don't know, but I think he lives in Vegas, or he was living in Vegas, and Jaguar went to Vegas, and they were in Vegas together, talking about they were gonna go, they were gonna go find Toxic Diamond. That mess was hilarious. So, they have their friendship now. And so she's gonna talk to him today, and I don't know what she's gonna say. I don't know if she's gonna want to talk to Storm, because she has a relationship with King Payne, and since he has issues with Storm, she may not want to talk to Storm. I don't know. She may not want to talk to Storm because of her relationship with him, is what I'm saying with that. And so we'll have to wait to see what she says in his interview today. Um, and then Chelsea went live last night as well, and I didn't know she was crazy like that. Because I've never caught her live. I don't know if you guys ever watched her live. I've never watched her live, so I didn't know that she was like that. But she deleted the live. Let me see if I have the cover. This was the cover, and she was kind of saying why Tasha K chose her over Storm when I went into it, because she was already live. I didn't catch it from the beginning. I don't get notifications or anything from her. So she went live, and I went over, I saw the video. And so I was like, okay, let me see what she's talking about. Because normally she's talking about brands, products and stuff, because that's what she is into, trying to promote. Which I think is she probably need to get her a backup channel. I understand her making the video and then deleting it, but she shouldn't be on the same channel talking crazy like that. And then you try to sell people's product. Then you try to sell people's products in the next breath. Like, even though she deleted the video, some of those people who really come to her for brand conversations probably were live. I mean, probably were on her video watching her. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say with that. But anyway, she went live and she was going off about Storm, and why would Tasha choose him over me? He didn't do nothing for her. He wasn't doing nothing for her. But he was her mentee, right? So Tasha understood the position that Storm was in. Storm didn't go there to do nothing for her. But at the same time, Storm did do some things for her, and like people were saying, and people even said it to Chelsea, like Storm, if she wasn't creating Storm's work, like Storm comes up with the stuff he says off the top of his head, or he writes it down, however he handles his commentary. He's doing that himself. Tasha's and her husband are not writing for Storm. Okay, so let's be clear. And that was always my point. You can only do so much for these YouTubers. Yeah, you can introduce them to your audience, but Storm has to sell himself. And so, in essence, Storm was selling himself the whole time anyway, even before he even met Tasha. However far he got up until the point of meeting Tasha, he did that for himself. You can't take credit for that. And if you were writing for him, then come out and say that. But I don't think she was writing for him. I think Storm was handling his own commentary. his celebrity doctor and all, the stuff the foolishness that he keeps up over there. She was not doing that for him. And so, yeah, he was going under contract to try to build his channel up until where it's uh, to a point where it's livable for him, right? He was not signing a contract for her with her from the grounds up the way people trying to word that. So let's not pretend with that. But yeah, she was going off like I can set appointments for her, and I can get I could set up interviews for her, and I could put her in places and in conversations with people. What could Storm do for her? What could Storm do for her? I was bringing brands to her. I was bringing brands to him. I mean, she was just going in, right? And then she said, it doesn't matter if I'm sleeping, which tickled me. It doesn't matter if I'm sleeping with the with the clients. Yeah, it do. It matters because that situation can get really ugly. And sometimes a lot of people have to live and learn, right? And I get that. People have to live and learn, and they have to learn from the lesson of life. And you sleeping with people that she's trying to interview with, that could turn into a whole nother type situation. And then that's what her and Tasha got upset with anyway, right? They were accusing Bond of talking about Chelsea, right? And then what's the rapper's name? I forget the guy. Oh, whatever his name is, child. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Duty somebody. Um, yeah, he was talking about her as well, and so was Carry On. Even though I don't think her and Carrie ever nothing happened between her and Carry On, but it was the whole idea that you're having these romantic or these flirtatious conversations with these people. You need to stay professional and stay about your business. And it's a bunch of celebrities out here that that would probably never come on Tasha K's platform. So you need to be trying to hit on them. You don't need to be hitting up people that she is going to interview. And I still feel that way. Like that is unprofessional. It's not okay for her to do that. And that can turn really, really ugly, really, really fast as well. So, but she can figure it out. She can find that out on her own, right? Because she don't want to find herself in a position where Tasha K have to choose between her and one of these celebrities, because that could end up happening as well. And that's kind of my point. Who you think Tasha going with? You think Tasha gonna run with that money, or you think Tasha gonna run with you? Like y'all don't know each other that well, because like I said, I can remember when I wasn't hearing Chelsea's name around there. So you haven't been around Tasha. You're not no lifelong friend of Tasha's now. Like let's be clear about our positions. So that's kind of what I'm saying with that. But she was kind of going off about all of that, and saying Storm didn't do anything for Tasha or whatever. Whatever. Like Storm was not there to do that in the first place, and people were saying that in her comments. Like that wasn't why he was there. He wasn't there to build Tasha up, right? He was obviously going to like I said, be that person that she was going to point to, like, oh, look what I helped him do as far as getting his channel up. Um, but I mean, and to me, I agree with Storm. That still is a situation of you using me and I'm using you, right? You watch my back and I watch yours, as that saying goes. I'm gonna help do so. I'm gonna help get you up to where you're making money from your channel, and in turn we're going to then make money together, right? And so I don't know, it's all in how you look at that. But she was going in, and then she deleted the video. She went in on Vaughn as well. She was kind of saying, and you guys showing all that sympathy and empathy. She's funny. She like, you showed all the empathy for that guy over there with that ankle bracelet on. With that ankle bracelet on, and you guys didn't show any empathy for me when something happened to me. And I'm like, well, what happened to her? Like, I didn't even know anything happened to her. So I don't even know what she's talking about with that. But yeah, she was like, you guys didn't show any sympathy for me when things were happening to me. Um, we didn't know. I didn't know anyway, anything was happening to her. But I guess she's jealous that Vaughn is getting attention. Um, that's kind of how the world works. Like, you're giving attention to these guys that you think are attractive when you're just trying to set these appointments. So you would imagine that women who might find Vaughn attractive are going to probably pay him attention as well. On top of the fact, what happened to him really is just hard. Like, that's hardcore. Like, when people were saying he was shot 26 times, um, I didn't believe it, until I was like, well, let me wait and see what he says, because 26 bullets, 26 shots, like, that's a lot. He went live as well. He um, presented part one of what happened. That's what he's calling it. And so, because a lot of people are asking him what happened, because people want to know from him, right? Because everybody has all these stories that they're putting out here. And, and Storm and Vaughn, they may have a mutual friend. They may have mutual friends. And so whoever probably went back to Storm and told Storm what happened. But he said that, Storm wanted to break the story, but he didn't show any compassion in the way he was. And a lot of people jumped on Storm about that anyway. The way he was telling the story, because I guess he was upset with him or whatever, based on what was going on between them with the Tasha K stuff. But he would say he really don't have nothing against Storm. It was just a lot of mess that he could tell that they were pulling him in one direction away from him, right? And so he recognized that. He recognized what Tasha and what Chelsea were doing to Storm, and so he's not mad at him. He said that he felt like Chelsea was upset and Tasha that their podcast was getting attention, and he said that they used the light skin thing to get attention. That's, they knew it would spark conversation, so that's why he named it that. He was kind of explaining some stuff that went on between him and Storm. He was like, he's not mad at him. He get it. He get that they were telling him that he had to drop him, and that's why Storm got upset, because he was like, well, Tasha, you brought this person to me in the first place. Don't act like I went out and picked up Vaughn. You are the one who brought this person into the fold, and now you guys are pulling me into all this drama. And that's why I was saying, like, Storm was it was bubbling. It was a lot of stuff that was just bubbling. It was like incident after incident. And he probably was like, this is not worth it at the end of the day. I really didn't sign up for this. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. Bonnie, we may even see Bonnie and Storm talking at some point. Um, right now, he's trying to get himself back together, and it definitely almost had me in tears, because he was, you could hear when he started talking about the incident, he was upset. You could hear it in his voice that he's traumatized from that. When they post, what is it called? Yeah, I know what it's called. And I was like, oh wow. Yeah, I know. He's on live right now, but he's gonna go live with Jaguar, he said, at 6. Um, and he might be talking about Storm right now, because Storm is trying to get Jaguar to talk to him as well. Um, I think Storm and Jaguar sort of lost each other's information, because I'm sure Storm changed his phone once he started getting into it with Jaguar. Because remember when he went off on her. I don't know if you guys are following all of this nonsense, but when he went off on her, he kind of, that was one of the things that he said, that she talks too much. Like, she was calling him all the time, wanted to just sit on the phone and chit chat, right? And so that was kind of one of the things he said when he was going in on her. So I'm sure he changed his phone number. And so they probably don't have each other's information anymore. So they really need, like, that in between person, or one of them is going to have to reach out to the other. And I think Storm is wanting her to reach out to him, because he don't want it put out there that he reached out to her, right? And so the ego stuff, they will both need to drop that in order for them to move past it. So I don't really know if Storm and Jaguar will honestly talk. Now, he may go in, because he was saying that she didn't have a YouTube channel, but she do have a YouTube channel. She has a YouTube channel. She didn't want to do the work for her YouTube channel, though. And people have to understand, YouTube is not for everybody. Everybody ain't dying to get on YouTube and be trying to figure out how to put these videos together, or just going live all the time, right? Even though she was going live on Instagram, she could have set it up to where when she could go live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. And there's software that will help her assist her in doing that. But she prefers Instagram for whatever reason. But she has a YouTube channel as well. Like I said, she just didn't want to do the work. She put some music over there, and she has a music channel. But you guys understand, when you see these artists with these music channels, it don't really belong to them. It belongs to those record labels, because those record labels are the ones that own their music. And so you see them, you see the channel, the music channel, but she's probably not really benefiting from that channel. But yeah, she has her own YouTube channel as well. She just didn't want to do the work. There's a lot of people were trying to help her and trying to tell her to do this, do that. And, you should do this. You suggest things to her. I should word it that way. And she was like, no. She didn't really want to get into it like that. Um, but yeah, but she has her own YouTube channel, because people were saying he should go to her YouTube channel, and they should do the interview over there, right? Because since she helped him, he should return the favor to her. Um, because Storm cleared. He definitely cleared. And then he chopped up all the videos, and all those videos got up very close to the millions of clicks. So he was definitely clearing money off of her, off of that stuff and he was sitting there letting her talk for 3 hours. And I was in that live cracking up, but he was sitting there letting her talk and letting her talk and talk and talk. And then he chopped it up and made all those several different videos. And so he was generating money off of all those videos, and she didn't have any type of contract or anything like that with him, and she didn't really care. I think her thing was she wanted to mess with these celebrities that she was pissed off with. So in her mind, that was the goal. It wasn't the goal to make money, but the goal should be for her to make money, right? You should not sit out here and just be out here talking, when you can be generating income from it as well. um and I don't know, but she finally kind of just, as you guys know, calmed down and kind of went away. um so I don't know. And I see Nosy Ho, that's the name of her channel, child. I see she came back as well. I thought they said that she was banned from YouTube or something, but I see she has a new channel here, another channel as well. Or maybe they just suspended her. I don't know. Maybe they didn't make her delete it all the way. Maybe they just suspended her account, because I think they were getting on her about bullying people. Um, but it looks as if she's back as well. So, and I think that's Jaguar's crew, King Payne and Nosy Ho. So I don't know if she's going to try to do things with them, or if she's going to try to do something on her own, or if she just wanted to like take shots at Storm, because Tasha says that he was going to try to harm her. Which he said, of course, that he did not say that way. That obviously they were going back and forth, and they were saying things to each other. I don't know what Storm said to Tasha, but he said that he didn't say it the way Tasha is saying it. He had me tickled last night as well, because when he went live the second time, he did some Q&A, and people, of course, were still asking him about Tasha, even though they were supposed to be talking about entertainment news. He was still talking about the Tasha drama, and YouTube and Restless, and they were talking about him moving into the 5-bedroom house, and he said that wasn't true, that he moved into a 4-bedroom house. But when you guys really think about it, people that are on YouTube, once they can build up the money to improve their channels the way they would want to present them, obviously they're going to do that. And so maybe he wanted to get more space, because he was going to use one of the rooms as a studio. an office or somewhere to interview people, who's to say, right? And so it would make sense for him to have more room. And then I think at the time his mother was still there as well, so obviously she would have to have her own room. So it would make sense for him. He would, of course, need a house with some rooms in there. So I didn't really see the big deal about even the 5 bedroom house that she said he was renting, but he said it wasn't 5, it was 4. He only rented a 4 bedroom house, and he moved several times, so I don't think he's still in that house. I think he may have purchased a condo or something. I don't know. I know when he was doing the interior decorating earlier this year, if you guys can remember that, if you follow Storm, you know that he kind of walked you around the new place that he has, and I think he owns it. So I don't know, and it's really, I'm not super concerned like that, but yeah, he started taking Q&A. Then he was saying that he was dating some woman that Tasha was talking about. That's He said the lady is not that much older than him. He said Tasha said she was in her 40s, but she was only like 6 years older. Because Storm is not that old. Storm is only in his early 30s. I think he's about 30. And he said the lady was only 6 years older than him. She wasn't in her 40s. And the lady knew what their relationship was. And like I said, I can recall from watching Storm's videos that he was saying he wasn't looking for a relationship, right? So if he telling y'all that, y'all already know what it is, right? If he asks you out because she claims that he went into this lady's DMs or whatever, uh, however that went, either she DM'd him or he DM'd her, whatever. And so that's how they started hanging out. But I guess he said something about the lady on the light skin podcast, and Tasha was upset about that. She felt like he should not have been talking about people. Hi, Cancer Moon. Yeah, he felt like she shouldn't have been talking. I mean, she felt like he should not have been talking about the lady because she didn't want to get lawsuits since he was under contract. Um, oh, and then that takes me back to Chelsea because Chelsea was saying that, she was really over there going off, and she was saying a bunch of stuff. It's gonna come to me as I talk, I guess. But she was saying um, that they owned the trademark to Storm's show. I don't know if it's the celebrity doctor or if they trademarked his name, which I don't know why he would allow somebody to do that. That don't make no kind of sense. Storm is sitting over there with degrees. I know he got better sense than to let her go out and to trademark his name. Um, I don't believe that. I don't know that that's true. And it sounds like Tasha and Chelsea are kind of putting a lot of stuff out here that may not be true. But she was saying that Tasha owns Storm's name. And that's why when somebody else was saying this in one of their lives, she was saying that they can shut his channel down because they own the name. Um, and so I'm like, I don't think he would allow them to do that. I hope he did not do that, or I hope that wasn't in the contract. But and then Tasha said that she was going to put the contract out here. So I don't know if she's still going to do that or not. Maybe she was just talking, But yeah, that would not make sense for him to allow somebody to trademark his name, because his name really is Storm, right? Um, I don't think he should allow somebody to trademark his name or even the celebrity doctor. Like, why would you allow somebody to trademark that? Um, that would not make sense to me. To me, it don't make sense. But y'all can let me know what y'all think. Maybe it was the way they worded it to him. I don't know. Maybe they told him they were going to pay for it for him, and then they put their names on it. I don't know what she's saying, but she's saying he better watch it because we can come over there and shut his channel down. She's real tight with it's Storm. I don't know why she mad at Storm, but she is real tight with him. Yeah, she was saying that, so like they could shut his channel down, and then she went off into the whole thing that he wasn't doing anything for Tasha. So I don't know. He didn't say anything about the trademark though, because I guess they didn't ask him. They didn't ask him about that. But he said a lot of the stuff that she was saying was exaggerated. He honestly went out with some woman out of his DMs, but he he didn't. It wasn't the way she was telling the story. The lady was aware that they was just kicking it, that it wasn't a serious relationship, and he wasn't trying to get into a serious relationship. She agreed to go out with him or whatever. So whatever happens within that, it just happens, right? Things don't work out, people move on, or you knew he was not interested in a relationship. And to my understanding, the lady don't live in Atlanta; she lives in another city, and so it was a whole thing of him either flying to her or she went to Atlanta. So I don't know, he was saying all that stuff was exaggerated. A lot of some of the stuff that she's saying is exaggerated or is just not true at all. Because he said they asked him about his mother. A lot of people were concerned about his relationship with his mother, and he said that he don't have no bad relationship with his mother, and that none of that was true in the first place. That him and his mother are solid, and there was nothing going on like that. Like the mother, maybe she just decided she wanted to move back to Phoenix. Maybe that's just what it was. Like Arizona, Arizona as well, but Atlanta is not for everybody, right? Phoenix is not for everybody. LA is not for everybody. New York is not for everybody, right? You're going to go to these places and you're either going to like them or you're not, right? So it could have been that as well. The mother may have wanted to come back or to go back to wherever she was. And so maybe she have, her friends here, her man here, or whatever, wherever she was in Phoenix. And so it could have been anything. That doesn't mean she was getting into it with Storm, right? So I don't know. Yeah, but he was talking about that. He was like, "No, I don't have no issues with my mother, and I never had any issues with my mother." And personally, I think people should leave people's mothers alone. I think people should leave people's kids alone. Um, because yeah, and that's what Chelsea got into as well. She said Jaguar called CPS. Is that what it's called? CPS on Tasha for over her kids. And then you could hear Jaguar in that video saying, "No, I just sent them the videos." And I think that somebody had created this story. I don't know if it was Armand or who did that, um, saying that Tasha wasn't feeding her kids because her daughter was asking for dinner or something really late at night. Right, she was asking for something to eat. Then the little girl probably didn't eat dinner at the regular dinner time. Y'all not in this woman's house. Y'all don't know what's going on in her house. Like, it's just too much. And personally, I don't like stuff like that. And this is my feeling. I feel like people playing with the police, people playing with the IRS, people playing with children's services should get fined, if not arrested, for doing stuff like that. That's how I feel about it. Don't put me on the jury. Like, stop playing with stuff like that because it's a lot of kids out here who really need help, who really need to be saved. And these people don't need to be wasting their time on foolishness because y'all on YouTube trying to create stories. Like that, yeah, that just goes too far. And I understand because, like another young lady I was listening to, it's a lot of mental health out here. It's a lot of mental health out here. I got it, but people need to get their mental health in control. Like you need to go get your medicine, go get your counseling, whatever you need. People need to get that in check if that's what it is. Like, but people shouldn't be playing with children's services like that. A lot of these services, and I've said this before, are understaffed and across the country, right? They're understaffed. And so, because that is, quote unquote, it is a dangerous job as well. It's a job that emotionally a lot of people cannot handle. And this is why people don't take jobs like that. I'm just putting that out there. Because it's hard to sit and watch a child get abused or walk in and see a child body laying on the ground or whatever. So, um, you know, it's a stressful job. And so these people are overworked and, they don't have enough people in these departments across the country. They don't need people calling them playing on the phone like that. Like, I'm sorry. People need to be fined. that are out here doing stuff like that. Just because her daughter was saying she wanted to eat at midnight, do not mean she didn't eat at 6 o'clock. Right. And don't mean that she's not eating every time she wants something. And I think that Tasha told her another time, she was, I guess the daughter was butting into the live or whatever. And people have to remember Tasha's channel have grown into what you see now. It was not always the way it is now, right? She was at the level that I'm at. She was at the level that Storm is at. You know, her channel was not always what it is today. Okay. So let's be clear about that. So you guys can get an understanding of what I'm saying. Like, she was just going live, right? And like everybody else that was just going live. And her daughter, I guess, walked in and said that she wanted to order something to eat. So people tried to make it come off like Tasha wasn't feeding her children, right? And that do not mean that. The daughter just probably wanted to order whatever it was at that time. And this is a separate situation because I think they were saying the daughter asked her to eat one time late at night or something. I don't know what it was. But then they tried to make that into her daughter is not, you know, she's not taking care of her children. She's on YouTube and she's not taking care of her kids. And so somebody tried to report her for that. And that's what I think Jaguar was saying as well, that she just sent the videos because somebody else had made a video saying that. And so she was bringing that up, saying that Storm was putting that out there. And what else did she say? Storm. She was saying Storm. She was saying a bunch of stuff. Did you guys see that live with Chelsea? She was saying a bunch of stuff, and then she deleted the video. And you can see from the comments on the side to the right that it was alive, and people were in her comments. But she deleted right after she went live. And then King Payne is saying that he's going to go live with Jaguar tonight at 6 p.m. And they're going to talk about everything. Now, I'm sure they're going to talk about Storm. And I don't know. I don't know how, you know, Jaguar is her own person. That's one thing I will say about her. Like, if she want to do whatever, she's going to do it. If she wants to talk to Storm, she won't talk to him. Um, but we'll see what she's going to say. And yeah, I think the person, they had a good idea. She should go to her channel this time, and Storm should go over to her channel and let her get the clicks or whatever this time around. Because a lot of stuff that Jaguar was putting out here have come out, right? Like Tevin Campbell just came out. Like, y'all didn't already know Tevin Campbell was LGBT, but he officially stated that he is LGBT. And she was already talking about that, remember? He kind of made some comments about her discussing him. So, yeah, she has some stuff that she can come back and touch on. Some of the stuff about Puffy came out as well. Mace came out and said some stuff. Freddie from Making the Band came out saying some stuff. So some of the stuff that she was putting out here actually came back up, right? And so she could build off of those things. She could reach out to Mace and have Mace on her platform. And that was the thing. I think that Jaguar don't want to do the work. You know, she don't want to do the work like that. And I think what's his name? Choke No Joke was trying to talk to her as well and try to get her to set her channel up the right way, right? And I don't think she should be running around to all these smaller YouTubers. That's just my feeling. I'll say that out loud to y'all. I don't really care if you like it or not. I don't think, even me, I have never asked her to, I wouldn't, and I would not. But I don't think that, because personally, I'm just not on that like that anyway. But um, I'm gonna talk about them myself, and I I don't need nobody else to come talk about them. Whatever I want to say about these people, I'm just gonna say it. But she doesn't need to run around to all these smaller YouTubers like that. She should go to her channel and build her channel herself, and put some type of structure to it. Like I said, she has inside connections to people, right? Even, I'm sure there's people that she don't know that will talk to her, and so she could do it that way. And then like people were saying that she should have hooked up with Gene Dale. She could hook up with him. She could hook up with Chuck No Joke. She could hook up with Star, um, and a few other people. And that's the caliber, or that's the level that she should be operating on. She shouldn't be out here running around to all these smaller YouTubers, and then they trying to, do a lot of nonsense that's unnecessary. She should build from that level because she can do that. There's no reason for her to be out here ripping and running around keeping up nonsense with people about a bunch of nothing. um and then she can make money that way herself, and clearly she needs money as well. So I mean, that's where I'm coming from. I'm not concerned about all the rest of the stuff. Like I said, I don't care who don't like what I say. I'm just saying for her, it don't make sense for her to come out here doing all that while these people are making money off of her. And I don't know if they're giving her money or not. Like Tasha was saying, people really don't like to pay people for information, because if anything happens, then that's going to come up, that you kind of coerce the person into saying all this stuff by paying them to say it. And so, in essence, she's just running around talking to all these folks, and they're making money off of her, and she's not making anything off of it. So why do that? Why not go and set up your platform, and you can bring in people, you can bring in celebrities that you know that you still have a relationship with. You can also bring in DJs and different people from the industry. They don't have to be celebrities, right? You could bring in a panel of makeup artists, a panel of whoever you know, right? And you guys just talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. It's ways for her to handle her business. That's all I'm saying. She doesn't have to sit out here and do the stuff the way she's doing it. And I don't see how that's beneficial to her. And I think that's why she went on and sat down somewhere. um, and you guys can let me know how you feel about what I'm saying, because I know some of y'all are probably YouTubers as well. And I'm just saying that it didn't make sense for her to do that. And that's just how I feel about it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's going to say to King Payne this afternoon. I mean, this evening. And 6 o'clock there, I don't know what time it is here. Oh, do you guys think that he's talking to her now? Because I'm on the West Coast. I think he's on the West Coast too. I think he's on the West Coast. So it's probably 6 o'clock our time. So yeah, it's probably 6 o'clock our time. I don't think he's gonna go live with her 6 o'clock Eastern. I don't know where she is. Remember, they were saying she was kind of running for people serving her cease and desist. So I don't really know where she is. Um, but yeah, Von's story was really sad. It definitely made me teary eyed, because he was saying that he didn't know that person. The person got out the car and started, you know, at him, and the girlfriend was in the car. Right as he was getting out the car, the person just got out of their car and just started shooting. He said when they drove up to the building, now what I was confused about, I didn't know if he was talking about a personal gate, because he was saying this is a condo. So I don't know if this was a personal garage gate, or if he was talking about the building gate. But he said the gate was open, and he and his girlfriend both noticed it. Like it was kind of like somebody had through, you know how you can see gates when they're like kind of thrown off track or something. And he said they both noticed it. And so he decided to go into the building from a different direction. And he said he went in the building from a different direction and then went to his normal parking space. And that car pulled up as he was stepping out of his car and started shooting. And he said the guy didn't have on a mask or anything. He saw the person. But see, the person, if somebody shooting at you 26 times, they really thought they killed you. And see, me, I don't know. Maybe it's me watching these criminal crime channels, these investigation channels. I don't know, but that wasn't no random, because people were like, well, was it random? That's not random. That's a crime, a passion, or a hit, right? Let me know what you guys thought about that, if you guys caught his live. That's a crime, a passion crime, a crime of passion, as they call it, or a hit. Somebody paid that person to go and do that because he said he did not know the guy. He didn't know the guy, but the guy did not harm the girlfriend. You guys get what I'm saying? So that was not a thing that somebody was just out killing folk because why they didn't do anything to her, right? And so he said that he felt was out of the car, obviously out on the car on the ground because he had already stepped out of the car when the person that's when the person got out and started shooting him. So his girlfriend had to come and pick him up, pull him into the car, which this has to be extremely traumatic for her. Like everybody come from different places, right? Different walks of life. I know people think all black people got the same story, but we don't. Okay. And so everybody have not lived through seeing stuff like that. So um I'm sure she's probably very traumatized by it. He said that she is by all of that, right? And so she pulled him into the car and took him to the hospital. Um, and people don't survive stuff like that. They really don't. Like some people be dying from one bullet, right? I mean, we hear these stories all the time. And so God was not ready for him to go. And he has to understand that there's real purpose on his life. There's real purpose on his life. For him to survive something like that, he needs to understand that. Um, yeah, he had to take a break and start. See, I'm getting teary eyed now just even thinking about it. But he had to take a break, and then he came back and he started taking some questions and stuff. And he was saying, and that's what people were asking him if the person had on a mask, and he said no. He saw the person, but he don't know them. And so somebody, you know, I'm assuming somebody had to put a hit on him. And I think that's why some of these YouTubers are saying that. And Chelsea needs to stop acting emotional over there. Well, she probably under investigation anyway, 'cause she said enough. She's already said enough. And I think that these YouTubers don't realize that people probably are watching them a little bit more than they probably realize. You can't sit out here and say all this stuff like that and try to be evil. You're trying to be evil and mean because you're mad at somebody. And then you can look up and find yourself pulled into something that you may not have anything to do with. But people should be careful with all that stuff because you never, we see a lot of stories, people be getting locked up for stuff they didn't even do. So you should be very careful of how you're allowing yourself to get caught up in the conversation of stuff like that. Like that's not funny to me at all. And she really needs to ease up on that because she's trying to make it come off like she's still so angry and so mad at him. Girl, move on. Like it's a lot of men out here. He wasn't the one. Going to move on, right? You shouldn't even have no conversation about this man and what happened to him and none of that stuff. Like I don't wish that on nobody, and nobody should be wishing that on nobody, right? Number one, because like I was saying before, he's a young father. He has young children. Like his kids need him, and that is not okay for you to sit out here trying to make light of like that. Um, but then too, she could be find herself under investigation because people are already whispering, saying that they feel like she has something to do with that, because that definitely gives off signs of a hit. Like somebody, if he didn't know that the person got out, didn't have on no mask, did not care about him seeing them, means that they didn't know him and they knew that he couldn't identify them. Um, and they probably, if hitting him that many times, they didn't expect him to survive that, right? And so they're probably really surprised that he survived that. And I'm sure, is probably has some type of security or something on him. The state might be even assisting him in that way because it's clear that somebody is after him for somebody to do something like that. That was not no robbery. They didn't take nothing off of him. They didn't take his car. Like I said, they didn't do anything to the girlfriend. They didn't take their watches, their purses, their credit card. They didn't take nothing from them. The person got out, did that to him, and drove off. That's called a hit. And so, or like the shows would say a crime of passion, where the person is emotional about something that maybe he borrowed money from the person and then pay them back and then come and take him out. Like, you guys see this case where this lady is also in Atlanta and she just went and shot the employees, her co-workers. That's out here right now. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video about that or not. I was kind of trying to let some more information come out about it. But just from what I'm reading, she found, and I'm only saying this because I feel like it is relative. The fact that she is not from this country, the way she see crime and stuff like that, people committing white collar crimes and stuff, is probably very different from the moral set, the value set for her. It probably feels different than Americans. Because see, Americans sit out here and they say a whole bunch of BS that they really don't believe. Okay, they try to pretend like they got all these morals and values and this value system and all this, and they really don't. Like Dr. Dre said, people be saying don't do drugs, and the first one's looking for the dope man, right? And that's a real statement. People be saying a whole bunch of stuff, just acting like they don't do this and they don't do that, and they be the first one doing it. And so that's the mentality and the mindset of a lot of Americans, a lot of people in this country. They claim to have all these high values and stuff, and then you find out they don't. And so for her coming from a different place where people are getting stoned for doing certain stuff, and they're getting all these years in prison, she may feel a certain way about somebody committing certain crimes. So that's probably why she blew the whistle. Like, she was a whistleblower. Oh, that's why she blew the whistle. She was a whistleblower, and so she was calling herself turning somebody in for fraud, and stealing money or moving some company's money. And so she was trying to blow the whistle on that person. And so the investigation opened up, and unfortunately, even though these companies are supposed to protect people, that's why I was saying, Pete, these women about these abortions and stuff, these girls should not trust that. Do not trust it. These companies talking about they're going to help you or protect you. No, they're not. Do not trust that. And that's my opinion, and that's what you get over here, my opinion. But anyway, she was saying that she blew the whistle, and then the people turned on her, right? And she thought she was doing the right thing by turning that person in, right? And then you have to also understand race factor, and a lot of these people from all these other places, they be loving to run up under these people that don't look like them, and they have all this nasty attitude for black folk. And see, this is what we be talking about. They try to run up under these people, and then these people turn on them, and they find out what it really looked like in a roaster. Okay, they find out what it really, really, really looked like. And I'm just saying this to be honest. I'm coming from an honest place. Stuff is not always what it seems. And like I said, people telling you that all these laws and rules and stuff are in place, but they really are not following them themselves. And so you have to be mindful of that when you put yourself in that type of position of you trying to save somebody else's money. Okay, you try to save somebody else's property in their store and stuff. Is it really that serious? And so you really have to really think about that, because people are crazy out here these days. They really, really are. And so she said they started harassing her. She said somebody broke into her house, and whatever evidence she had it in a safe. She put it in some safe or something in her house. And so somebody was broke in her house and tried to break into the safe, or I think they broke into the safe. I don't know if she had some of the evidence there, some evidence other places, but she was documenting all this stuff, obviously. I don't know if this is going to help her, because she did kill 2 people. So, and the third person is still in the hospital. But she said they were harassing her. They were tracing her every move and watching her, and trying to get her. I guess I don't know what they were trying to do with that. Maybe they were just trying to scare her to drop her opinion about whatever she felt like she knew. Um, and maybe she was scared. Maybe she thought they were going to harm her. So she went and harmed them before they could harm her. I don't know. And the fact that, she is from somewhere else, maybe she don't have family here like that. Maybe she don't really have a support system. And like a lot of people were saying, that's something she really should have thought through. Because like I said, People can say that they following the law. They so outraged when somebody breaking the law and all that stuff, but then they asses be breaking the law too. So it's that part, and people have to consider that. They have to really be mindful that everybody is not telling. They're not as honest and forthcoming as you think they are when they try to act like they're so holy as thou out here. And so, yeah, the man probably was breaking the law. It probably was moving somebody's money, but was it worth it for you to get involved in that? And you have to survey your own life. Do I have protection? Do I have people that I can run to that are going to protect me or make me feel secure once I do this, right? And she probably didn't have that. And she tried to take matters into her own hand. In a way, I kind of feel sorry for her because I believe her. I believe they were harassing her. I believe her. Because a lot of people have had big cases like that out here already, right? Where people have turned in information about companies doing certain things, and then the company, people within that company go after that person, and try to either off the person, or they try to, intimidate the person to change their mind about testifying, right? And so you have to be careful getting involved in stuff like that. Um, and so that's kind of a sad situation all the way around. I'm not condoning her harming anybody, so don't put no words in my mouth. That's not what I said. I'm just saying I believe her as far as her saying that people were coming after her, and she probably snapped and was scared. Like it's going to be you or me, but she was already it was just already a bad situation, and she didn't really have security in place the way that somebody, her husband, because obviously she's not married, her family members, her father, her brothers and stuff here with her, people that can make her feel secure, walking through life. Because if people follow you around, they tracking your phone, they tracking your computers and tracking this and tracking that, tracking devices on people's cars. People doing all kind of mess out here. And so, yeah, that would scare her. Some people can't handle stuff like that, like people following you around like that, and then breaking into her house and, taking stuff out of her house and harassing her. I don't know if she got fired. I think she left on her own. I can't really remember how that went, but she might have left on her own. But then the case was still open, that she opened up by when she turned the man in. And one of the men that she hit was the man that she turned in. So that's what I'm saying. They probably really were harassing her. I believe her about that. They probably was trying to intimidate her, and she showed them what the roaster looked like. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make light of it, but she showed them what it looked like. Because they put her in a situation as you or me. Um, and that's unfortunate that stuff like that happen. And these companies they are supposed to protect these employees when they do try to stop crime, because that's a white collar crime. If you sitting there stealing these companies' money, and she was trying to turn him in for doing that, they were supposed to protect her, but instead they turned on her and took the man's side, right? And I feel like race probably played a part in that as well. And she has to remember that she is black, even though you don't like black folk, you still black. While you over here on this American soil, you like it or not, you're still black. But I guess she didn't think about it that way. Maybe she thought the company was going to do the right thing, and they didn't, right? And so I could see how all of that played out. And I could also see Lifetime or one of these channels making it into a movie, right? Because it definitely has the makings of a movie. Um, but so does Vaughn. Like that's crazy right there. And I hope he's okay, and I hope he continues to be okay. Um, because that definitely sounds like a hit to me. Um, Let me know what y'all think about what he's told us so far, because he took a few questions, but he said he's going to do a second part. Um, and that's unfortunate. I hope he can his strength and stuff back, because working as a trainer, how he's not in a position to do that. So I hope he's okay. Like, I hope things work out for him. Um, and some other things come up and stuff, because I don't wish stuff like that on nobody. Like, I don't know that man like that to be having no hard feelings against him over somebody else's mess, right? So, but let me know what y'all think about all of this. Let me know what you think about Jaguar talking to Storm. Do you think she will hook back up with Storm? Um, I don't know, because of her relationship with King Payne. I forgot about that, and I don't know. I don't know if she will. I do think she should just go to her own channel though and set up her own channel. I still feel that way. What do you think about with Chelsea? If you guys were able to catch Chelsea's live, what do you think about it with the stuff she was saying? I think she needs to keep Vaughn out of her mouth. I really do, especially now that he's kind of telling what happened, right? Because it definitely looked like that was a setup, like somebody sent that person to do that to him. Um, Let me know what y'all think about all of that. What do you think about Vaughn's live? What do you think about Chelsea's live? If you caught it, because she deleted her live. And the stuff she was saying that Storm wasn't doing nothing for Tasha. That's why she chose her over him. Um, and she seems to be okay with thinking that it's okay for her to be flirting with the clients. Anyway, what do you guys think about all of that? What do you think about King Payne's interview tonight? What do you think they're going to talk about? I know they're going to talk about Storm. Do you think that he's going to try to tell her not to talk to Storm? Do you think that he's going to? Do you think they're just going to sit there and kind of go in on Storm? Because she didn't really sound like that to me from the videos. And then if you guys remember, she really wanted to talk to Storm. Remember, she was trying to give Storm that James Chanel Wright story, where I don't know if she made that up just to get Storm on the phone or what, but I don't know. But remember, she kept trying to talk to Storm, and Storm wouldn't talk to her because Tasha was telling him not to talk to her. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. But I just wanted to come live and talk about that, because I just thought, I was like, oh Lord, so the plot thickens. Because here come Jaguar up out the ashes. Here she come back up out of nowhere. With something to say. So, but yeah, there's some other stuff that she could touch on as well. Like I said, she could touch on all this Puffy conversation. She could also touch on the Tevin Campbell situation and some other stuff that she kind of put out here. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. I'm gonna be watching. Let me know if you guys plan on watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I have a couple of other videos that I want to get up that are going to be pre-recorded. But I don't know. I might go live again depending on what Jaguar says tonight, with she and King Payne say. I don't know. Maybe they will call Storm. Maybe they will bring Storm into the conversation. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next video.